Hi everyone, it's Duke Ferguson, CEO of Unleash Potential Canine Academy. This is a tracking video I took yesterday for my daughter's birthday. There I am just getting the headset on, checking to make sure that it's turned on. I'm going to narrate this video because it was quite interesting. The girls decided that they wanted to play a game called Man Tracker. Now these are going to be my two little helpers that are going to be following me and probably shooting at me along the way. It's quite annoying. It's kind of funny. What I did is told the girls to take off, go and hide. I didn't want them to make the track too hard because I haven't tracked with this dog, Cedo, for about 2 years. So I have absolutely really no idea how it's going to work out. I just decided, you guys go and get lost. It's a perfect day. I mean, there's wet out, it's warm. It's about 10 degrees. I just got shot at. You can see a bullet fly there. Anyway, the interesting thing is after the track, after this was all recorded and finished, I showed it to the girls and they were actually telling me where they were and what the dog was reacting to, which was really interesting. So we'll see along the way, and I'll point out a few things. Like I said, this is Cedo. He's a German Shepherd. He's 5 years old. And I haven't tracked with this dog. I've been doing more bedbug detection with him over the last few years, so we haven't done any tracking for quite a while. The girls, I have absolutely no idea where they are. Absolutely no idea. I actually took a 20-minute nap while they went to hide. I set my alarm. Of course, it's the girls' birthday sleepover, so they were up late, and I didn't get much sleep, so I sneak off a little nap here and there throughout the day. So I got 20 minutes in, and they are gone. I have no idea. I'm assuming they're somewhere in this bush on the right-hand side. You can see Cedo's kind of in odor right there now. So I'm going to call him back and get the harness put up. See him go over to the left here? The girls actually crossed the road there, they told me, and picked some alders out of the left-hand side. So that's what he crossed over there, and he's in some odor there now. I'm just telling the kids to stay behind me. So I'm going to harness the dog up, and I start this track. And this became quite a little adventure. It took them about a half an hour after they laid. So the track's about a half an hour aged. So I'm hooking them up here, and away we go. Now, like I said, it's been 2 years, and I didn't think I wasn't really expecting too much from him. I think he did pretty good. You'll get to see some things along the way here. There's distractions with the kids behind me. They're actually still kind of shooting bullets at my backside. You'll see in a minute I actually turn. Now there's a little spot. They did stomp in, I think, a scent pad for me to start. I had no idea where it was. I just came across it here now. So I've given the dog the command to start tracking, and he's off and running. There's actually, I believe it's 5 girls. There's 5 of them up there. And there's a bullet. And I give them shit and continue along the way. Cedo's not 100% sure, and then he goes. He takes his track and he goes. Yeah, there's 5 of them up there. Now, seeing as where this track is leading, way up there is the road, I didn't think that they would go up this way, and something was starting to tell me that this is going to be an adventure. Right up here is interesting. Now, you'll see right there, boom, Cedo comes off. The girls were telling me along the way as they were walking up this path, this track, that every once in a while they would stop and pick up some mud. They were getting into this Man Tracker game right there. They went over there and picked up some mud and rubbed it on their face. So it was interesting to see because when they're watching this video, and they're telling me, oh, I went there and I picked up that mud, and it kind of explains exactly why the dog did what he did there. And they've done it a couple times along this path, along this track. There's another spot where they went over. Now, I'm not sure if they were single file or if they were side by side, but all I know is 30 minutes ago, while I was napping, the kids walked up and took off. Actually, as I'm recording this video, one of the parents had came to pick up one of the kids, and I had to tell them I got to go find them. That I had absolutely no idea where they were. it is a very successful track. It took them, they told me, about, oh, they said 40 minutes. This video is 18 minutes long. It only took me 18 minutes to find them. It's pretty good. And they did cross that road. Once we crossed the road, I didn't know where we would end up at all. We do lose the track a couple times, but like I said, this is a dog that hasn't done any tracking, none. He hasn't been doing any of this for 2 years. So I was amazed to just follow along at the end of the lead and watch him. And one of the things in this is you got to trust your dog all the time. There's different places. Now they did kick in a spot on the road. You can see it right there. A little bit of dirt kicked up, and there's some boot prints. So I knew we were on the right path, which was really good. Right here, one of the girls went off to the side, and then they carried along up the path here. The wind it's not a very windy day, but there is a bit of a breeze on, and it's coming from the right to the left. And that's why he's actually tracking right up the left side and goes into the field here. Not somewhere that they actually went. So right now, we're not on the track, and you can kind of see it in the dog. He's lost it. You can tell just by reading him. Now he's going to pick it up again or try and find it. They just continued straight on. I'm not really sure exactly why, but he circles around and we do pick it up again. Right here. You'll see he hooks, bang. Right there he gets in the scent, and away he goes again. The funny thing too is once we get into this field, I said, okay, I'll be able to see their footprints and it'll help. Needless to say, there's actually hunters that walk along this field on a regular basis as well, hunting grouse. So I couldn't really see what I thought sometimes was a track. The kids wasn't. And it's just as well, because the best thing in tracking is to let the dog do the work and just trust them, and to not let them get tangled up on that leash. That's basically my job. So you can see here he's really in the odor. He's wanting to go, go, go. That's all I can do to hold him back. Just going at a steady pace. Now they hung around here. They didn't move forward. They actually stayed in this corner right here by the field and was looking around for any hunters and things before they proceeded on. So this is where all of a sudden he stops and starts circling because there's odor everywhere here. And then boom, he gets onto it. You can actually see there's a track right there. He's on it right there. And that is their steps. They must have all went in single file. But now the little buggers, what they did is they zigzag back and forth. They did not make this easy for the dog and myself at all. And I told them to make it relatively easy. Here they're zigzagging. They were telling me as the dog was zigzagging that they were zigzagging through the field. Not only did they zigzag through the field, but they went in through the woods into a high brushy area. They did a circle and they backtracked and then continued on the field. We get in there and we get messed up for a few minutes. I thought it was all over, but I took the dog back out, and as you'll see in a few minutes, and he actually sorts it out really well. I was really pleased with the dog, and he's having a great time. Kind of goes to show you, a lot of people, when they're practicing anything that they do successful with a dog, whether it's obedience, whether it's tracking, whether it's anything, they think if they don't do it for a while that the dog forgets. And I always tell people, the dog never forgets. If you do something and they know it and they know it well, like I tracked for 3 years with this dog, 1.5 to 2 solid years, like relatively every other day. And, he's not going to forget how. You get sloppy just like all of us, but they never forget. You take a dog out 2 years later without never ever being on a track, Now I'm choking up on the leash here. I have I think it's 30 feet. Now my long line, I'm coming right in because I have no idea where we're going. I'm getting closer up to the dog without stopping him and without jerking so I don't get tangled up. Now there's a barn. You can see in the background now, there's a little barn that's in the woods. It's all fallen down. Everything in my gut instinct is saying, oh, they're hiding in there. Farthest from the truth. He takes the track right around here to the right hand side. Boom, he's still on him. I'm thinking everything in me is to tell him to go to the left. Best thing to do is keep your mouth shut and let the dog work it out. He goes in here, and this is thick. This is actually, all this is thorn bushes, and it's really thick. And I said to myself, there's absolutely no way they came in here. So I'm thinking now we've made a loss, but he's still in odor. So he comes around, and I take him back at the little kids that are following us here. My little companion buddies are a little bit of distraction, but I tell them to stand still. I don't want them to move around. And I take the dog back out here where we were on the track. And I let him go. Now I let him go here. Just I thought for sure he'd pick up something and go towards that barn. That's just me. He searches around, gets back on the scent again, right there, and follows it right back in. So I'm convinced that we've completely lost it. I'm not sure why, because I did not think, but after talking to the girls, when I find them and they seen it, they did go in here. And I can't get through there with my line, so I'm just going to let him go. Let him do his thing. And I'm going to try and chase him through this thick brush. I would have bet money that they would never have been through here, but they actually did go here. So they're making it super hard for me, and I'm actually starting to get a little bit agitated. Talk about not having any 2 years of not doing any tracking, but getting this into your first track is I don't think an easy one. So he's back in odor. It's just they made a loop. This is a complete circle that they made, and now they backtrack. What they did is they backtracked out. So I'm still thinking though in my mind they must be over at that barn. So I let him go again. He's still not in any odor, and I can't believe it. I encourage him to. He's still wanting to go down that way. I encourage him to go up this tree line here. He's not indicating to anything. So then I started to think I need to go back to the entrance of this wooded area and start again because we're lost. We're off the track. So I tell the kids, stay right there, don't move. I'm going to walk out to the entrance there, and if I pick up the track again, I'll call you. So I walk him out. If you have a dog that has a lot of energy, one of the best things, it's so fun to learn to track. This is not footstep tracking. This is, I call tracking through drive. It's more practical in the real world, and it's fantastic. It's good fun for family. As you can see at the end of it here, the kids all had a great time just hiding. Dog has a great time trying to find them. And you can do it with any dog. Any dog can track. I mean, their God-given gift is their nose. So we take him back to the entrance here and just kind of circle him a little, and I let him sort it out so he's back on, over here. See if we can cut a track, see where it goes. I'm circling him. At this point, I'm ready to whistle and say, I have no idea, but no, I'm not going to give up. So there he hits right there. So what they did is they went in that little woods road, went around that thick brush, came back out on their backtrack, and then continued on the downside of the field and start zigzagging again. So now I call the kids to come out and follow me. And not only do they don't go down the side, but they cut right through the field. And I think in this video I also indicate I'm trying to point with the GoPro. It's really hard because I'm not sure. Yeah, there's the wind is blowing in that direction. I'm not sure if I picked it up in the GoPro or not, so I could give another little indication there. But if you're looking for something to do with your dog, this is a perfect thing to do. Get you out. And this day, yesterday, it was about 10 degrees. And it wasn't raining, but it was damp out, so I mean it's just perfect for odor. So we're almost finished up here. As far as you can see down the woods there, they're actually hiding in underneath the tree. You cannot see them at all, and you could walk right by them, and they're at the edge of the field. But I have absolutely no idea where they are. I don't know when this track is going to end, and at this point, after after this long, I'm a little bit concerned that they made it way too hard and went way over their heads with it, but it ends just up here. So it's also a good thing to have when you have a small house and you have a bunch of teenage girls and a sleepover and it's really hectic. You can tell them to go get lost. Well, you can sneak a nap out of it. Just perfect altogether. Good for the kids, good for the adults. So you can see now we're approaching. Now I'm choking back up on the line. I'm trying to get up close to my dog because I'm actually expecting that we're going to have a big trek through the woods again. And I'm really hoping not. So he's on a trail right here. He's going in the woods. They went in there right where he wants to go. I didn't want to go in there right away, so I encouraged him just to search up the tree line here, and then I was going to cut back and let him go, and we're going to go in there. But thankfully, they end up right here.
Awesome! Good job, buddy! Yeah! Good, see. You could see us coming. Did you guys go in the woods road where the pond was?
Yeah, we came back out.
Totally screwed me up because I went in there and then he lost it, and I went through these thorn bushes and stuff. I'll show you on video.
So that's the end of the video. I hope you found it either entertaining or of some value of sort. I would encourage you to, if you have any questions or anything, to please add some comments at the bottom. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page, share it if you know anybody else might be interested or some value to them. Who knows, you might see a how-to video on there sometime. So keep up to date. Thanks.